Ryan soon loves birds, so much so that the young 22-year-old owns more than 3,000 birds in Mandai Bird Sanctuary. That's close to 3/4 the number at Jurong Bird Park, which has 4,600 birds. Ryan's impressive collection of birds are bred in 9 aviaries across the huge sprawling farm that specializes in breeding rare birds for export. Just as rare, Ryan's entrepreneurial mind.
I never ever thought that I would go into it as a business or to do business in general. I never thought I could do business, and this is a message to people who think that you cannot do business or if that you have no money and you have no capital. In fact, I started my first company with just $1 and $300 to register it, which my mother gave me. So you don't need to be old to start a company. I registered my business when I turned 18, and when they just lowered the age, the director's age to own a private limited company.
And how his $1 has grown. Now Ryan has about 80 species of parrots, along with 2 pairs of rare Burmese peacocks and 4 species of very rare toucans.
I never thought I would have a business, let alone multiple businesses. I never thought I would even have enough money to buy a single bird. I thought $300 was a lot of money when I registered the business at that time.
At the age of 22, Ryan's already a multi-hyphenate. Besides being in a bird breeding business as a hobby for 2 years now, he's also doing a double degree in law and finance and is also a Lee Foundation scholar. And you'd never guess, but he's even tried his hand at landscaping. Guess where his $1 capital and his mum's $300 support went?
That was a plant company. I did landscaping work. I still do. And we moved on from there. I just used some of the proceeds from the plant business to purchase several birds, of which they did give birth. And the proceeds from the babies were rolled over to get more and more birds. So, but you have to be somewhat of a strategist because some of the birds are more lucrative than other kinds of birds.
Why do you actually breed these birds?
We breed the birds mainly for export. It's a commercial bird breeding farm, and most of our birds are exported to countries like Japan and Taiwan. And it is important to note that many of these parrots are very rare. They're being hunted heavily in the wild. We are very, very interested in conservation for future generations. And I think that's very, very important, especially when you're dealing with rare species. It somewhat comes as a responsibility.
Is it a lucrative business?
It's not a lucrative business. Mainly, the farm is driven by passion. You don't make a lot of money. You might think the parrots are individually very expensive, but they do eat very good food. They have to be kept very clean because not the birds will fall sick. The birds generally require a lot of attention and care. It's a lot of work.
But being one of only 4 such farms in the world, Ryan's collection of birds are in demand, especially across Southeast Asia. Each bird costs anything from a few $100s to $50,000 a piece when sold, and yet the business is a risky one.
It can cock up anywhere along the chain. The eggs can be smashed, babies can die, parent birds can die, the incubators can overheat, there can be a power shortage, the babies can cook in the brooder. It's fraught with all sorts of things that can crop up along the way.
But even though Ryan is surrounded by birds, he says his love for birds comes from his grandfathers. His parents don't even like animals.
So how many do you have in the house?
I have 2 birds at home. Reason being that school does not afford me enough time to spend with them at home, so most of the birds are kept on the farm where they are well cared for by the workers here. If you keep 1 or 2, it's okay, but when you keep more than that, 3 is really a crowd, and you will hear the crowd.
Ryan, who owns a blue macaw and a pink and grey gala, has even brought his birds along to events at times, like Willow, who was a scene stealer at the Curious TP opening. But which are the most popular birds around?
The most popular parrot in Japan is this one here. It's a Moluccan cockatoo. They like it because it's nice and pinkish. So this is one of the best sellers. In fact, we have a short supply of these. There's always a waiting list. Locally, African greys are very much in demand. The grey parrot with a red tail And those talk very well, and they do not require as much attention as cockatoos.
Well, if you want to learn why parrots make good pets and find out tips on how to take care of parrots and how to train them, stick around. But first, we take a little tour around this brightly feathered barn.